This is the Nexus 4. Now, if you're not familiar with Google's Nexus phones, this is the only way to get the pure Android experience. You get all the updates as soon as they come out, and nobody's allowed to put their own stamp on it. The other thing that's new about this phone is it's the first time that LG has manufactured a Nexus phone. Previously, they've all been Samsung, so this is kind of a big change, and I personally am super excited to get in here. This is our review unit, and it's a developer unit, so there might be a couple things in the box that you don't get, but I think you'll get the idea. Let's bust it out. Nexus. It's already been untaped. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay. Ooh. It's not as long. It's a little more squared off than some of the Samsung ones. Not as long. Look at the back. It's got this kind of like matrix thing going on. Glittery. I like it. Turn it on. You have your LG branding. Now, these are considered the flagship Android phones. I have been carrying an iPhone 5 and a Samsung Galaxy S3, but I think I'm about to switch over to this guy because this is the way to go. All right, now this phone is asking me for a SIM card, so it's a good time to check out what else is in the box. Nothing on top here. Take this guy out. We have our Nexus Quick Start Guide. Now, if you have any experience buying a Nexus phone through Google, trust me, this is about the only tech support you're going to get, so read it carefully. Here's our power brick. Again, not the standard Samsung/Apple square. Nice to see. Our little charging cable, which I think we're going to want because our battery's going quickly. And then, of course, a little SIM card poker. I don't know. I bet that has a name, but I'm going to call it the SIM card poker. And that is pretty much it. Let's check out the specs. Obviously, the Nexus 4 is running Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. It has a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, plus 2 gigs of RAM on board. Google says that should make it the fastest phone on the market, and I wouldn't be surprised. It has an 8-megapixel camera on the back and a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. It also has a 2100 milliamp battery. That's not the biggest battery on the market, but it's a good size, and Google says it should last 10 hours with talking. Android phones do just keep getting bigger. This one is no different. It has a 4.7-inch screen, but the screen is beautiful. Full HD resolution at 1280 by 768. Obviously, the Nexus 4 has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and NFC. It also supports wireless charging, and Google is making a new accessory called the Charging Orb so that you can dock and charge that way. There's not much storage on this phone. It starts at 8 gigs, and you can only go as high as 16 with no expandable memory. If you buy this phone unlocked from Google Play, assuming you can get one, the price is great. $299 for the 8 gig model and $349 for 16 gigs. It starts at $199 with a new contract at T-Mobile. Now, the Nexus 4 is great hardware. The screen is beautiful. I'm very impressed with the look and feel of this phone, but there are some big trade-offs that have me a little bit let down, namely the lack of LTE. Google's not working with the carriers other than T-Mobile, so you're kind of stuck on a slower network. And that's a huge bummer since you have to live in the cloud because the phone only goes up to 16 gigs. The price is good, and like I said, I love the hardware, but I think there are a few too many trade-offs unless you are really committed to the true Android experience.